Hi, I'm Allie with the Potomac Bead Company, and I'm going to show you how to make a single flat spiral into a double flat spiral. So we're going to do a whole second row onto a flat spiral. If you're not sure how to do the flat spiral to begin with, what you want to do is pause this video, go back and find our flat spiral video, watch that first with this little example that I made, and then come back and watch this second one that I'm going to add on to. For this bracelet, much like we did the first end, I'm going to need an additional toggle bar and loop, and that I'll add to my project. I'm going to need some more of my cat's eye beads, some more of my 11/0 seed beads, and some more of my crystals. The cat's eye beads that I'm using the aqua color as well as the light sapphire color. I'm using 4mm crystals in the light Colorado topaz, and I'm using 11/0 seed beads in the sparkle metallic gold lined crystal. And we're also going to be using size 10 English beading needle, and as well as some beading thread. I'm using 0.006 white wildfire beading thread. So I'm starting here with a completely finished bracelet, and what I'm going to be doing is basically adding on to this finished bracelet. So you do want to watch that other video, finish one bracelet, and then get ready to add on another bracelet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my other bracelet basically by taking a thread and needle, and this bracelet does use a fair amount of thread and a fair amount of seed beads as well. I'm going to use one of the seed beads just to make a little stop bead on my thread. I'm going to do that at the very end of my thread. Oops. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready to go into my flat spiral pattern. So if you already know the flat spiral, this is very easy to pick up on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one of my seed beads, or one of my cat's eye beads, and another one of my cat's eye beads. So I'm starting with 2 cat's eye beads, just like I did at the start of this first side. After that, I'm going to add 5 11/0 seed beads, 1 Swarovski crystal, and 5 11/0 seed beads. I'm going to take those back through the 2 original beads going from the tail towards the tip, and that's going to circle those beads around so they sit right on the side of my project. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to do the same thing that I was doing, but I'm going to grab onto the crystal that's on this side. So to make it double, I'm going to use 5 more of my 11/0 seed beads. I'm going to sew down through the first crystal that's already on the project, and just the crystal, so don't let it pick up another seed bead. Just doing the crystal, pulling through, adding 5 more seed beads onto my project, and then I'm going to go back up my cat's eye beads. And this is the same way that you do the regular flat spiral, and we're just basically doubling it by sharing one of those crystal beads. So I'm going to do another one here for you. We're going to add a cat's eye bead. We're going to add our side fringe first. So I'm using 5 seed beads, 1 crystal, 5 seed beads. This project also looks really nice if you're planning ahead of time and you do 1 crystal, 1 color on the other side, and use 2 different colors of crystal. So the outside crystals would be the same color and the inside would be a different. I put on my 1 cat's eye bead, my seed bead rotation. So back through the last 2 cat's eye beads. So I'm doing that one here, as well as my next one. Coming out the top of that, and I'm going to give a nice little pull, making sure that my last beads are going on top of the one before it, just like I do with the regular flat spiral. Again, to do the double, all we're going to do is we're going to add 5 seed beads. We're going to attach onto the second crystal on the first bracelet, adding 5 more seed beads, and then we're going up the row of the cat's eye beads. Coming out the top of the cat's eye beads, and I'm going to get ready to add my next cat's eye. So I'm going to do my dark blue cat's eye, and I'll do one more of these rotations for you just so you can see it again. And we're going to add 5 seed beads. And you can make this as wide as you want. So I could do this 3 wide, I could do it 5 wide. You really could go crazy with it. But it's a nice simple pattern. Going back through the last 2 cat's eyes, from the tail towards the tip. Pulling that nice and tight. And then we're going to link onto our bracelet again. So 5 seed beads go on. We're on our 3rd one because we have 3 crystals on this side. Picking up the 3rd crystal in here. Sewing down that crystal. And it keeps wanting to grab that 11-0 next to it. We're going to sew down that crystal. 5 more seed beads go on. And then up those 2 cat's eye beads. Give a nice little pull. And there you go, we're making a double. So I'm going to keep going and keep getting that design pattern, and then all I'm going to do is actually stick a whole nother toggle bar and loop onto my project. If you know that you're going to do a double at the start and you're not just going back to add to another bracelet, what you can actually do is you can use a bar clasp. Bar clasps work really well, buttons really work well, but you can get ready to add your second clasp as well. So I'll go through and finish here and then add my clasp on, so I have 2 rows. To add the clasps on also, that was shown in the first video. So if you take a break from this one, go back to our first flat spiral video, you'll see how to put those clasps on, which I'll do as well on the second side. So I've gotten a little bit further in my bracelet and I'm just continuing on with my pattern. I did have to add a little bit of thread and I have that sticking out there. Again, I'm just picking up on the side or running my extra crystal on. So either one, I'm putting 5 on, either linking to the crystal that's on it, or linking to the crystal, or adding a crystal on the side. Putting that on, adding 5 more seed beads. And after I add my 5 seed beads, and I put the bead in there. And I'm pulling here. I'm going to give a little pull. And then I'm going to do the side. So I'm putting my last bead on here, and I'm going to get ready to add my clasp. And you can either do it the same or you can do it alternating. It's up to you. That I could put the bar on this side and then the loop on the other side. So when you put it on, you have the loops and the bars kind of on the same direction, opposite direction. It's really up to you, artistically, what you want to do. I'm going to put my loops, as long as your loops won't really hit one another, which mine just seem like they're just going to work. I'm going to add my loop to the same side and then my bars to the same side as well. So again, I'm just adding my loop. And the first video really goes into detail on how to finish off this clasp and this project. I'm just going to make sure that my toggles are facing the same way. It's going to be the only thing that's different from the first video to this video is making sure that that loop, especially because it's a decorated toggle, that it stays the same way. And after you kind of pull down on that, you just want to make sure that your toggle loops are going in the same direction. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to get ready to tie this off. I'll do the other side as well and then kind of show the finished product. So I've got some ends on here that I need to burn off, some of the extra little ties that I did. But this is showing basically the double flat spiral pattern. It's really wide on the wrist, but it shows a really nice variety of beads. You can do totally different things with this. You can use 4 millimeters down the center and 15 O's or 8 millimeters and 8 O's. So you can really change this pattern and design around a lot. Like I said, you can use a couple different clasp options. You can bring them back into one. That's up to you. To get further detail on how to do the single, definitely again check out that first video. It's going to show you how to do the endings as well, so you can pick that up on the second of the clasp ending as well for your second strand. So hopefully you have fun using up some random beads and making one of these bracelets that's a double flat, even wider, a triple flat. And however many wide you go, that's the number that is going to be called. You could even go wider and do, a belt or a choker or something like that. But hopefully you get a chance to watch some of our other YouTube videos in addition to the flat spiral and the double flat spiral. And check us out on Facebook. If you get a chance, we'd love to see you in one of our retail locations. To check that out and the different locations, you can go to www.potomacbeads.com. Thanks a lot for watching.